forward, the 5'10" sophomore from Salt Lake City, Utah. Number 2, Alina Tasinga. At guard, the 5'7" freshman from Buena Park, California. Number 3, Haley Bayan. At forward, a 6' junior from Spanish Fork, Utah. Number 5, Shay Fano. At guard, a 5'10", a redshirt freshman from Raymond, Alberta, Canada. Number 10, Sage Gibb. And at forward, a 6'1" redshirt freshman from Sandy, Utah. Number 45, May Afawa. Head coach for the Wolverines is Dan Nielsen, assisted by Keilani Unga, Michael Shree, Zujan Herring, and Sophie Albano-Alsberg.
Welcome everyone to the CBU Event Center for Thursday night Women's Athletic Conference Hoops as CBU is home for Utah Valley live on ESPN+. My name is Pep Fernandez. We appreciate you tuning in as the Lancers try to pick up some momentum, a little bit of confidence, and a full head of steam as we get towards WAC Vegas in just a couple of games now. You're looking live inside the CBU Event Center as the Lancers are being introduced to the home crowd. Just a couple of home contests left on the slate before we get to the postseason conference tournament. The Lancers come in at 13-11 overall, 9-4 in the WAC. Utah Valley checks in at 6-18, 3-10 in conference play. CBU 8-1 all time against the Wolverines. Had a win earlier this season as well against UVU. So trying to do it all over again tonight and sweep the series this season. Grace Schmidt and company getting ready. Try to pick up their 10th conference win of the season and stay on the heels of first place Southern Utah, who checks in at 11-1. Let's take a look at the Altura Credit Union starting lineups. We'll start with the visiting Wolverines from Utah Valley. And head coach Dan Nielsen will run them out like this: Alina Tausinga, Kaylee Bayan, Shay Fano, Sage Gibb, and May Afoa, your starting 5 for the Wolverines. Head coach Jared Olson, his starting 5 for CBU looks like this: Dorcas Wu, Sela Finau, Trinity San Antonio, Brittany Clayman, and Grace Schmidt, your 6-time WAC Freshman of the Week. Another honor this week for Grace. And that's your Altura Credit Union starting lineups. Brittany Clayman and the Lancers in those home whites. Utah Valley in the black uniforms trimmed in green tonight. A look at the Utah Valley bench. The Wolverines trying to stay in front of Tarleton for that final playoff spot in the WAC tournament. And the Wolverines will open up with the basketball. Utah Valley shorthanded tonight. We'll talk about that more throughout the broadcast, but they don't have their full complement of players tonight. Tausinga over here on the wing. Bayan back out to the wing. Fano, 3 is good. Shay Fano gives the Wolverines an early 3-zip lead. CBU looking to answer. Sela Finau hangs in the air, won't go. Rebound. Number 5, Shay Fano, the junior from Spanish Fork, Utah. Fano the fake, drives inside for a closer look, kicks it back out. Wolverines swing it into the corner. Sage Gibb back up top to Fano. Bayan calls for the screen. Jumper, rattles round, no good. Rebound Wu. 1 minute into this one, Utah Valley with an early 3-zip lead. Finau from the wing, drives inside, the drive and the kick out to San Antonio. She'll go inside, puts it up and in. Trinity San Antonio. California Baptist, a leading scorer on the season, gets their first field goal of the contest. Now 3-2. San Antonio averaging 15 points per game on the year. Pass inside, sails out of bounds. Ball goes back to CBU. Take a look at the Jensen keys to the game tonight for CBU, trying to get off to a quick start. Utah Valley is a second half team. If you just look at the numbers, they score a lot more points in the second half. So CBU trying to get off to a quick start and then fire away. CBU still one of the top 3-point shooting teams in the country in terms of attempts. Number 5 right now in the nation at 28 attempts per game. And shorthanded, Utah Valley without some key players tonight, including their leading scorer, Jaden Brown, who's missed 10 straight games for the Wolverines. Also not in the lineup tonight, Eliana Tafisi, to name a few. So there's a lot of Wolverines not suited up tonight. And those are your Jensen keys to the game. Schmidt going left, right, back to her left, puts it up. That one circles out on Grace Schmidt. Out of play, and the ball goes back to Utah Valley. Fano into Bayon. She brings it across the timeline. Top of the arc, over to her left. That's 13. Now there's Gibb with the 3. It looks like they made a substitution at that last moment. Looks like number 13, Allie Criddle, is checked in for Utah Valley. San Antonio. Clayman, Finau, Wu, trying to get it into the post, kicked away by Fano. Lancer ball from the baseline. Trailing by 1, a 3-2 ball game. Fano with the 3-pointer for Utah Valley to open up the scoring. Wu over to Clayman. Clayman now feeds it in the post to Schmidt, faces up on the basket, takes it down towards the baseline, stops her dribble, throws it back out, tipped away. And it's gonna be Finau with 3 on the shot clock. Shot is up, it's in time, hits the iron, but it's no good. Criddle driving inside. 3-pointer on the way, off the mark, rebound Clayman. Dorcas Wu out to Trinity San Antonio to Clayman. Now they go back inside to Schmidt. Trying to take it at Tausinga. Now she's double teamed. Schmidt trying to come away with it, but instead it's Fano comes up with the steal for Utah Valley. Clayman, Wu, and scooped up by the Wolverines. A little bit of a mad scramble there. Utah Valley ball. First quarter action, UVU up by 1 into the high post. Pass over the top to Fano. Keeps it in play, dribbles it back out towards the wing. Bayon calls for the screen. Mid-range jumper, no good. So both teams struggling from the floor early on. That one, a little bit long, rebound Criddle. Fano has it at the top of the arc. Goes over to Gibb. Bayon. Criddle into the high post, losing control, and credit to Trinity San Antonio for jarring that ball loose. And here come the Lancers back the other way. San Antonio goes inside, off the glass, and good for Trinity San Antonio. She's got all 4 of the CBU points, and they lead 4-3. As we mentioned, CBU starts the night at 9-4 in conference play. Grace Schmidt the steal. Up ahead to Finau. Towards the baseline, nowhere to go. Tosses it to Clayman, back out to San Antonio. Now it's Wu. Wu up top to Clayman. To her right to Finau. Now into the mid-post to Schmidt. Loses control, gathers it. Pass to the opposite wing. Wu goes inside, hangs, puts it up, and good for Dorcas Wu. Patience pays off there for California Baptist and they now lead 6-3. As I was mentioning, CBU checks in to tonight at 9-4, tied for third place in the WAC with GCU, but the postseason conference tournament is based on a new seeding system, so CBU technically the 5 team right now in the WAC. We've got a timeout on the floor here in Riverside. California Baptist leading Utah Valley by a score of 6-3. We'll be right back on ESPN+.
Hi, my name is Sarah. I'm from Moreno Valley, California, and I've been with Altura Credit Union since 2017. Family time is extremely important. Being able to just pull my phone out and just go right on the app while the kids are over there doing whatever they're doing, I'm able to just go on the app really quick, transfer money, or check my account, see if my deposits went through right away. With my Ascend checking account, I'm also able to check my credit score. I don't ever have to worry about anything in my bank account. Did I mention it was free?
Popping like the top off a bottle and I ain't stopping yet. Baby, it's a brand new day. Ain't no clouds hanging over me. Something doesn't feel the same. The rest of my life gonna start today. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. The rest of my life.
Introducing bubbly sparkling water. Crack a smile.
What if you could spend your breaks living alongside other students, learning how to live every day like it's a new opportunity to share the life-changing hope of Jesus with anyone you meet? And what if in the process you find your purpose, you find your calling, and this world that feels too big to change begins changing one life at a time through you? This is more than an experience. This is a new way of living. It's life on mission.
And welcome back to the CBU Event Center. CBU on top, 6-3 right now here in the first quarter against Utah Valley. Let's take a look at the Dutton Buick GMC impact players in this game tonight as we see Felipe Barros has checked in for the Lancers. And Grace Schmidt, of course, in Trinity San Antonio. Not a big surprise to see their names up there on the list, the leading scorer. And Grace Schmidt, your WAC Freshman of the Week for the 6th time this season. Shay Fano is head to the trainers table right now. She averages 11 points per game for the Wolverines. And Alina Tausinga, one of the players trying to step up tonight with so many players out for the Wolverines. Someone's going to have to pick up the scoring. And those are your Dutton Buick GMC impact players tonight. Kinsley Barrington's checked in. Chloe Webb, Felipe Barros. They'll be joined by San Antonio and Schmidt taken away. Here come the Wolverines in transition. Criddle has it on the wing, stops her dribble. Bayon will take it back up top. Kaylee Bayon from Buena Park. Not too far from here in Orange County. Tausinga down towards the baseline. Good defense there by Barrington. San Antonio stops on a dime, back out to Grace Schmidt. Schmidt's three, short, bouncing towards the end line, almost kept into play. Nice hustle there by Chloe Webb. But it will be Wolverines' ball. Six to 3, CBU on top. Kylie Mabry's checked in for the Wolverines. She wears number 1. Back over to Bayon as the shot clock hits 10. Tausinga goes inside and stripped away. Barrington has it. She'll bring it across the timeline for the Lancers to the wing to San Antonio. She'll fire off the three, off the glass and good. Kind of shrugged her shoulders. I don't think it was by design, but San Antonio got it anyways. And it's now 9-3 Lancers. Fano is the only Wolverine to score so far. She hit a three-pointer to open up this scoring. Chloe Webb diving for the ball, bouncing towards the baseline. Out of play, it'll be Wolverine ball. And Shea Fano back into the game, replacing Alina Tausinga. Bayan up the floor for the Wolverines. Kicks it back out to Fano. Already has 1 3 in this game. That one's off the mark. Under 3 minutes to go here in the opening frame. Utah Valley's lost 10 of their last 12 games, trying to get back on track before the conference tournament. Webb drives inside. That one's no good. Tipped back out. Kinsley Barrington likes the 3 and hits. Kinsley Barrington buries it from the outside, and a timeout called by the Wolverines. Kinsley Barrington dials up from deep, and the Lancers push their lead to 9 with 2:43 to go here in the first quarter.
CBU would like to welcome the Baptist
Trinity San Antonio with 7 of those 12 so far. Kinsley Barrington has a 3, as does San Antonio, and that was big time 3 by Kinsley Barrington. As the Lancers go up by 9, an early timeout here by Utah Valley to kind of right the ship, as they would say. Try to reel the Lancers back in. CBU on a 12-0 run right now. It was Shea Fano hitting that opening 3, and then CBU has scored 12 unanswered. Very similar, if you saw the game last night, the men's basketball team taking on Seattle. Seattle scored the opening basket, and the Lancers proceeded to go on a 22-0 run, and Seattle just never recovered after that. Fano on the wing. Bayan defended by Barros. She'll pull up for 3. No good. Rebound, Dorcas Wu, the team's leading rebounder on the season. Barros goes inside, gets tangled up, back out to Webb. Now it's Wu. Over to San Antonio. Behind her back, drives inside. Puts it up short. Tipped around, and San Antonio comes out with it. We'll stay right here with the Lancers. Deep 3 by Dorcas Wu, and she connects from a long distance. It's now a 15-0 run for the Lancers. And CBU with a hot hand from beyond the arc to start this game. 3 of 5 from three-point land. Mabry 3, that one's off the mark. Wu has it. Barros across the timeline. There's Webb on the wing. She likes the 3. That one's good for Chloe Webb. CBU feeling it from the outside. They now lead 18-3. CBU 5th in the nation in three-point attempts per game at 28. Rolling along right now. An 18-0 run right now for CBU. Into the post, Stefano kicks it back out. Criddle drives in for a closer look. Puts up the shot and draws the foul. Brittany Clayman checking back in for CBU, as will Sage Gibb for Utah Valley. And that'll put Criddle at the free throw line for the Wolverines. Trying to snap this 18-0 run, and she almost did. That rattles around, but will not fall. Tessa Cheney's checked in for Utah Valley, number 34. Second attempt by Criddle, and that one is good. So an 18-0 run for CBU comes to a close, but they still lead 18-4. Barrington already has 1 3. That one's no good. Offensive rebound, Barros. Back out to Clayman. The runner for Clayman off the back of the iron. That one is no good. Rebound, Criddle. Criddle on the wing, up top. Cheney into the post. Fano goes to her right, draws the foul. And with the continuation, the basket is good. So Fano off to a strong start for Utah Valley. She's got 5 of their 6 points with a free throw coming up. And that one is good. So Fano with 6 of the 7 right now for the Wolverines. Barros back out to Clayman as we're inside the final minute of the first quarter, and Kinsley Barrington gets it inside and comes up with the bucket, makes it 20-7. Into the mid-post, Cheney, the pass. Oh, and a nice reverse there by Kylie Mabry. Makes it 20-9. Final seconds, will they get a shot off in time? Barros fires away off the side of the iron, and that's how we wrap up the first quarter. California Baptist posting 20 in the opening frame, and they lead 20-9 against the Wolverines. A quick break here on ESPN Plus, and we'll be right back.
Here are the CBU Lancer Dancers.
And welcome back to the CBU Event Center. Lancers with the basketball. They have a 20-9 lead here in the second quarter. Nice move by Grace Schmidt, puts it up and in. Her first field goal of the game. Makes it 22-9. The last time these two teams played earlier this season, CBU won 69-61. And in that game, Schmidt dropped a career-high 28 against the Wolverines. Her first bucket of the contest. Mabry. Drive it inside, it's Criddle. Runs right into Dorcas Wu. No whistle on the play, out of bounds. It'll be Lancer ball. Substitution here for the Wolverines. As we take another look, Criddle going inside, kind of slipped in between Schmidt and Wu. You can see Criddle grimacing there. Looks like she's gonna be okay. Tausinga checks back in, as will Bayon. But it is CBU ball with 9:16 to go here in the second quarter. Wu trying to get the ball into the post to Grace Schmidt. Oh, they're gonna say an offensive foul on Schmidt. She was clapping like she was happy that Wu was getting her the ball inside, thinking the foul was on the Wolverines. First personal foul on Grace Schmidt. Mabry on the wing. Up top, Gibb. Inside to Fano. Cutting to the glass, up and in. It's good for the Wolverines. Nice pass from Fano to Mabry. Makes it 22-11. Clayman back up top to Finau. Tightly defended by Gibb. And we've got another offensive foul on Grace Schmidt, so in consecutive trips down the floor. Lancers trying to work the ball inside to Grace Schmidt. And she picks up 2 quick fouls, so Schmidt's going to head to the bench, and Kinsley Barrington is back in. Wolverines are also going to make a change. Criddle in for Mabry. Mabry with 4 points. She and Fano are the only 2 Wolverines to have a field goal in this game so far. 22-11, CBU. Bion back up top to Fano, inside to Tausinga, taken away by Webb. She gets tripped up. And the foul's going to be on Tausinga.
Second personal, first team.
Chloe Webb looks to be okay, as is all the players involved. As we take another look, trying to go inside. Taken away by Chloe Webb, and then runs into Fano. Lancer ball. Down low to Clayman. Spins right on Gibb. Off the glass, no good. Bion. Nice quick move to her left. Puts up the jumper. That one's no good. Offensive rebound, Tausinga. Out to Fano. And out comes Bion to run the point. Bion around the screen. Goes back up top to Tausinga. Into the mid post to Fano. Spins to her right. Almost out of bounds, kept it in play. Out to Gibb for 3, a little bit long. Rebound, Finau. Sela Finau's gonna push it up in a hurry, trying to dump it off to Barrington, but taken away by Fano. Ball's on the floor, tipped Lancer ball. Into the corner, Brittany Clayman for 3. Get in there. Brittany Clayman rattles it home, 25-11. Another 3 here for CBU. Inside, won't go. Finau is there. So that's 5 3-pointers made so far for CBU in this contest. They're up 25-11. And the foul on the Wolverines, Tausinga. Substitution for both teams. Barros and San Antonio are returning for the Lancers. Afoa back in for the Wolverines. Looks like Abby Conley is in for Utah Valley, number 14. CBU ball, Finau inbounds to Barros, over to Clayman. 7 minutes to go before the break. Down low, inside, Finau fouled. It's going to be on Afoa, and that'll send Finau to the free throw line for CBU. Another one coming up for Finau, still 25-11. Finau looking for her first point of the contest, and there it is. Hits the second free throw, makes it 26-11. San Antonio has 7 for the Lancers, Barrington with 5, Wu also with 5 to lead the way. Shea Fano with 6 to pace the Wolverines. Into the mid-post, going to right, Conley, nice move. Number 14, Conley, makes it 26-13. Barrington spins around, top of the arc. That 3 won't go, rebound Conley. Bion. Back out to Criddle, up top to Conley. To her right to Gibb, defended by San Antonio, now switching off is Finau. Afoa, over to Bion. From around the elbow, the jumper is up. It won't go. Rebound Barrington. CBU on the other end. Finau into the corner to Brittany Clayman for three. That one is good. Brittany Clayman has really been coming on strong in recent weeks. Her second three of the game makes it 29-13. CBU shooting 48% from the floor right now. 6 3-pointers. Traveling called on Utah Valley. .538 to go before the break. Lancers ball. Up by 16. Claim it up top to San Antonio. And another offensive foul on CBU. This time it's going to be on Finau.
Foul against Lancer number 4, Sheila Finau. That's her first, team's third.
Her first personal foul. So Grace Schmidt, now Sheila Finau picking up some fouls on the offensive end. Grace Schmidt right now on the bench for the Lancers with 2 personal fouls. And now a foul on the Wolverines on the other end. Looks like they're really going to be keeping a close eye on it. The players in the post battling for position. The fouls on Afoa. That pass almost into the seat. San Antonio grabs it, puts up the 3. That one's no good. Criddle driving inside. The drive in the pass to Conley. Blocked by Barrington. And if you could see the surprise on her face, she is shocked. She thought it was clean. And we got a timeout here in Riverside. Less than 5 to play before halftime, and California Baptist up 29-13 on ESPN+.
Conventional wisdom says breakfast is the most important meal. But at Provider Food Services, we believe that every meal you enjoy with us is the most important meal. Voted number 1, this ideal drives us to bring you curated, chef-driven cuisine and composed meal experiences every single time. Whether you're dining with us or partnering with us, we want to give you the best and safest experience. So in these busiest of days, let's always enjoy the most important meal.
Doctors who care for you and about you. It's the Riverside Medical Clinic way. We're physician-owned. That means medicine is always practiced in a way that benefits the patient first. Incredible care is waiting at one of our 7 locations near you. Come feel the difference. We are Riverside Medical Clinic.
At Magnolia, we've been around so long because we're always on the cutting edge. Let Magnolia help you modernize your comfort with our new all-electric, ultra-efficient comfort systems. Magnolia Heating and Cooling, trusted in Riverside since 1951.
Welcome back to the CBU Event Center here, 29-13, Lancers on top. Let's take a look at the Altura Credit Union Athletes of the Week, so you can root for the credit union that roots for you. Altura Credit Union, proud sponsor of CBU Athletics and presenter of the Athlete of the Week. Our Athletes of the Week are from CBU Men's Wrestling, Frank Almaguer there on the right, and CBU Women's Softball, Presley Hosick. Presley tossing a no-hitter down there in Puerto Vallarta this past weekend. And congrats to the softball team picking up a big win in the Crosstown Showdown last night against UC Riverside. Those are the Altura Credit Union Athletes of the Week.
At the line for the Wolverines, number 14, Abby Conley. Conley shooting.
Abby Conley at the free throw line for Utah Valley. 2 shots coming up. First one off the mark. Looks like Fano's going to check back in just a moment for the Wolverines. She's at the scorer's table. Second one, also no good. Rebound Finau. Barrington faces up on the basket, trying to work around Afoa. Stands her up, passes back out to San Antonio. So the drive and the dish to Barrington. What a look from Trinity San Antonio. Drawing the defense and setting up Barrington for an easy layup. 31-13. Up top to Gibb. Bion finds Gibb on the opposite wing. She'll drive in for a closer look. Stops on the baseline. Back out to Conley. Up top to Criddle. 5 on the shot clock. Criddle steps back. 3 is on the way. Off the mark. Rebound San Antonio. Clayman goes inside. Back out to Barrington. Over to Finau. She'll drive inside. Gets tangled up. And we've got a foul on the play. It's going to be on Conley. And substitution for Utah Valley. Fano back in. She'll replace Conley. Sela Finau at the free throw line for the Lancers. Sinks the first. One more coming up for Finau. 77% from the free throw line on the year. And the second rattles home. A couple free throws for Sela Finau, and that lead has grown to 20 points for the Lancers. 33-13. Afoa over to Bion on the wing. Nice pass over the top. Fano got Finau in the air. Nice play inside by Shea Fano. She's having a big game already with 8 points. 8 of the 15 for the Wolverines. Down low inside San Antonio, missing from close range. Wolverines keep it in play. Gibb to Bion. And it's going to be an offensive foul on the Wolverines. It's going to be on Afoa. Afoa and Barrington battling down on the blocks. We've seen several instances tonight. The officials are looking for it. Barrington in the high post, hands it off to Finau. Back up top to Barrington, collects herself, lets it fly off the back of the iron. Finau working really hard, very active on the offensive end. Comes out with the ball for the Lancers. San Antonio goes inside, off the glass and good. 2 more for Trinity San Antonio. She's now up to 9. Bion walks it up top, defended by Clayman. Circling around, there's Gibb on the wing. Bion. Up top to Fano. 7 on the shot clock. It is winding down. Bion stops on the free throw line. Back out to Gibbs. She's going to have to fire off a shot. And a shot clock violation on UVU. 2:26 on the clock before the break, and the Lancers lead by 20.
As well as Mabry checking in for the Lancers, Chloe Webb.
Your 5 on the floor right now for head coach Jared Olson, Clayman, Finau, Webb, Barrington, and San Antonio. Chloe Webb going inside, draws the contact. And the foul's going to be on Criddle. And that'll send Chloe Webb to the free throw line.
Chloe Webb at the line shooting 2.
First one is good for Webb. Second for Webb is also good. Knocks down both, makes it 37-15. The California Baptist lead now 22. Just about 2 minutes to go before we hit the half. Utah Valley with a chance to at least trim into the CBU lead, and Bayan does exactly that. Knocks down the jumper from around the elbow. Brings the Wolverines back within 20. Barrington, defended by Cheney. Opposite side, San Antonio for three. Count it for Trinity San Antonio. 40-17, and that's the Lancers' 7th three of the first half. Bayan trying to answer. That jumper no good. Webb the rebound, but she is fouled by Tessa Cheney. Substitution here for CBU.
Into the game for the Lancers, number 25, Sarah Lang.
Sarah Lang into the game for the first time tonight. And Webb goes to the free throw line for California Baptist. First one is good for Chloe Webb. 3 for 3 from the line so far tonight. 75% from the line on the season. And the second one also good. 42-17. Cheney on the elbow. Jumper is up, long, rebound Lang. Webb up the floor for the Lancers. Out to Clayman, makes the extra pass to San Antonio. That three's no good, rebound Fano. Bayan drives inside, all the way to the rim, it won't go. And a foul as Cheney brought down the rebound. It's gonna be on Lang. 52 seconds to go before halftime, and Cheney goes to the free throw line for UVU. First one is good for Cheney. Her first point of the game. And the second also good. 42-19 Lancers. The pass inside, Chloe Webb double team, puts up the shot, no good. Rebound Fano. Wolverines back the other way. Criddle up top to Fano. Over to Mabry, up top, Bayan. As they work it around the horn and finally inside, the pass to Fano, sails out of bounds. It'll go back to CBU with just under 25 seconds. Lang comes out, Dorcas Wu back in for CBU. Dorcas Wu with 5 points and 3 rebounds. Head coach Jared Olson calling for the final play as Brittany Clayman brings it across midcourt. They set up the offense, 10 seconds to go. Clayman calling for some help. Now she fires the three off the back of the iron. Offensive rebound to Webb, taken away by Fano. And that's how the first half will end. California Baptist will take a commanding lead into the locker room. 42-19 here at the break, led by Trinity San Antonio with 12 points. We'll take a quick break as well here on ESPN Plus. When we come back, we'll have your Magnolia Heating and Cooling hot play of the first half. We'll be right back.
seconds on the clock. Are you ready? On your mark, get set.
And welcome back to the CBU Event Center. Halftime here in Riverside. California Baptist up big on Utah Valley right now by a score of 42-19. Trinity San Antonio with 12 points to lead the way for the Lancers. And right now, let's take a look at the Magnolia Heating and Cooling hot play of the first half for CBU. With 42 points, there was, well, a lot to pick from. But how about Trinity San Antonio keeping the ball herself, taking matters, well, into her own hands, driving to the right, a little out of control, collects herself and got a big-time basket, 2 of her 12 points in the first half, and that's the Magnolia Heating and Cooling hot play of the first half, brought to you by Trinity San Antonio. Halftime here in Riverside, 42-19. Lancers in front. When we come back, we'll take a look at your Pepsi halftime highlights and stats. We'll be right back.
Hey, Lacer fans, at this time, kids 12 and under. Kids 12 and under, please come on down and take a free throw shot down on the court. Again, kids 12 and under can come on down, take a free throw down on the court.
Halftime here in Riverside, 42-19 is the score. California Baptist in front of Utah Valley. Let's take a look at those Pepsi halftime highlights as CBU was 14 of 32 from the floor. Trinity San Antonio getting inside there. She has a dozen to lead all scores as she was doing it from the inside and the outside, hitting a couple threes as well. Dorcas Wu going inside, 2 for for Wu. She's got 5 in this game. And then again, the long-range game, 7 of 16 as a team. San Antonio from the outside, Kinsley Barrington from the outside. And how about Dorcas Wu from deep, from behind the glass? What a great view there as Dorcas Wu hit from beyond the arc. And CBU as a team, Chloe Webb there. Brittany Clayman has a couple threes. And then Barrington going inside. Barrington with 7 points here at the break. Grace Schmidt had a career-high 28 the last time they played the Wolverines, right now with 2 points and a little bit of foul trouble. And then Brittany Clayman from the corner. You can count it. Clayman hits the 3 there. She's got 6 points on a couple 3-pointers. Those are your Pepsi halftime highlights. Take a look at the stats. Field goal percentage. The Lancers shooting the ball pretty well, 44%. The Wolverines checking in at 28. Rebounding, favoring the Lancers by 1, 19-18. Assists, though, CBU doing a good job of finding the player with a high percentage shot, right? 13-6 in favor of CBU. 3-point field goals, CBU 7 of 16. Utah Valley just 1 of 8 right now at the break. And points in the paint, that favoring CBU 14-10 here at halftime. And those are your Pepsi halftime stats. We'll take another break here in Riverside. When we come back, we'll take a look at this week in Lancer athletics. There's a lot going on around here. Lancers lead 42-19 here at the half.
Rouge for the Credit Union and Rouge for you, Alter Credit Union. Alter Credit Union, sponsor of the Athlete of the Week. Tonight's Athlete of the Week is Frank Allinger from CBU Wrestling and from CBU Softball, Presley Hossett. The next CBU Lancers women's home game is Saturday, February 25th against Utah Tech at 1 o'clock. The next CBU Lancers men's home game is Wednesday, March 1st versus UTRGV. Game time 7 o'clock is senior night. Tickets are now on sale by visiting cbulancers.com/tickets.
Still halftime here at the CBU Event Center, where the Lancers lead at the break 42-19 against Utah Valley. Let's take a look at this week in Lancer athletics, a busy time in these parts. We'll start with men's basketball. Hope you saw it last night, maybe in attendance or on ESPN+, but CBU men's hoops, big win against second place Seattle, 84-63. A 22-0 run early on in that game really set the tone, and Riley Batten in the progress, eclipsing 1,000 career points. Congratulations going out to Riley Batten. UCR softball, we talked about a couple big wins down in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Well, they came back for their home opener last night in the Crosstown Showdown against UC Riverside. And, of course, the Lancers won 7-1, the final score last night at Funk Stadium. And finally, in CBU women's golf, they win the Zupas Invitational. Haley Lowe leading the way, tied for second individually at just 4 over par. And that is a look at this week in Lancer athletics. Let's take a look at the provider schedule. Look ahead for CBU women's basketball as we're coming down the home stretch of the regular season as we get closer to WAC Vegas coming up and that conference postseason tournament. Right now, CBU enters tonight in third place in the Western Athletic Conference, but based on this new seeding system, they're technically the 5th place team in the WAC. So these last couple of games in the regular season will be very important as we get closer to the conference tournament, as both teams have made their way back out into the floor to warm up and get ready for the start of the second half in just a moment. CBU, they're going to hit the road for the next one this weekend at New Mexico State, then back home for Utah Tech. And then it's at Southern Utah, back home for University of Texas Rio Grande Valley, and then the WAC tournament. So road home, and then WAC Vegas. And that's your provider schedule look ahead for the Lancers. We'll take another quick break here in Riverside. When we come back, it'll be just about time to start the third quarter where the Lancers lead 42-19 against the Wolverines. We'll be right back.
Popping like the top off a bottle and I ain't stopping yet. Baby, it's a brand new day. Ain't no clouds hanging over me. Something doesn't feel the same. The rest of my life gonna start today. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. The rest of my life gonna
Introducing
start today.
bubbly sparkling water. Crack a smile.
And we're almost ready for the start of the second half. CBU with a big first half here against the Wolverines, leading 42-19. Let's take a look at the Jensen second half changes for CBU. You probably don't want to change a whole lot. You want to play like you did in the first half. CBU right now twice as nice as the Wolverines in a lot of those statistical categories that really carry a lot of weight. Of course, field goals. CBU has 14 baskets. Utah Valley with just 7, twice as many. Assists, CBU with 13. Utah Valley with 6, just about twice as many. And turnovers, Utah Valley's turned it over 13 times, and CBU just 6, about twice as many. The long-range game, CBU enjoyed a great first half from distance, 7 of 16 from three-point land. Utah Valley with just 1 3 so far. They are 1 of 8 from long range. And help for Fano. She's got 8 points for the Wolverines, but in terms of scoring, it tails off quite a bit right after that. She's got 8 of their 19 here at halftime. And we'll see who can step up here for the Wolverines. Those are your Jensen second half changes. And here we go with the second half. We're going to open up the third quarter. Wolverines with the basketball. False alarm. Here we go for real. Criddle into Bion, and that's how we start the third quarter here. Utah Valley with the basketball. Gibb still looking for her first points of the game. Bion to the wing, now plays it into the post to Fano, and tipped away, taken away by the Lancers. Finau up ahead to San Antonio, slams on the brakes and lays it in. Heads up play, great presence there by San Antonio. 44-19, she's now up to 14 points in this game. Double teamed, Afoa passes out of it. They find Gibb in the corner, that three-pointer. Well defended by Finau. 44-19, Lancers inside to Gray Schmidt. Little step inside, no good. Afoa keeps it in play for the Wolverines. Criddle up ahead, the drive and the kick. Out to Fano for 3, that one circles out. UVU now 1 of 9 from downtown. Klayman on the wing. And the steal by Criddle intercepts that pass intended for Finau, and she'll coast in for the left-handed lay-in for Utah Valley. 44-21. Wu up top, to her right to Klayman, now it's Finau. Lancers working the ball around the horn. Wu into the mid-post to Schmidt, goes inside. Little step-back jumper, good for Gray Schmidt. Just her second basket of the game. She's got 4 points for the WAC Freshman of the Week for the 6th time this season. CBU has won 6 of their last 8 games, trying to make it 7 of 9. They've saved their best basketball for late in the season here. Fano's shot from underneath the basket, it won't go. Inside to Schmidt, spins to her right, draws the contact, almost got it. She'll go to the free throw line for 2. Substitution. Mabry comes back in for the Wolverines as we take a look. Nice quick move as Schmidt moves to her right and draws the foul. Schmidt at the line, sinks the first. As a team right now, the Lancers 8 of 9 from the free throw line. One more coming up for Schmidt. And knocks down both. 9 for 10 from the charity stripe tonight for California Baptist. Into the high post. Afoa stops her dribble. Dumps it off to Criddle. She's gonna circle back out. Up top to Bion. Bion, nice pass. Mabry cutting inside. That one's no good. Rebound Finau. Here come the Lancers in transition. They're gonna push it up in a hurry. Finau going all the way to the cup and lays it in. 50-21. The Lancers lead is ballooned to 29 here in the third quarter.
That's our second team's first.
Sela Finau with 5 points in this game to go along with 6 rebounds and 4 assists. Leads the team in rebounds and assists right now in this contest. Conley back in for Bion. Wolverines ball from the baseline. Mabry stood up by San Antonio, but gets the shot off, and it is good for Kylie Mabry. Makes it 50-23. Finau into the corner, 3 on the way from San Antonio, off the mark. Conley's gonna leave it for Criddle to bring it up. Back to Conley, up top to Fano. Mabry. Back out to Fano. Trying to muscle her way inside, gets tangled up and draws the foul. It's gonna be on Dorcas Wu.
That's her first, team second.
Fano is the only Wolverine to have a 3-pointer in this game. She's headed to the free throw line, and a substitution by UVU. Cheney in, Afoa out. Fano at the free throw line, sinks the first. She's up to 9 points in this game, 7 rebounds, so Fano well on her way to a double-double tonight. Second free throw for Fano is good. So Fano now with 10 points in this game. Leads the Wolverines tonight. San Antonio all the way to the rim. And 2 more for her, 16 now for San Antonio. Criddle loses control, out of play. Ball goes back to the Lancers. Claiming up the floor for CBU. Up by 27 right now, 52-25 here in the third quarter. Clayman's pass picked off by Mabry. Mabry up the floor for the Wolverines. Fano, Conley, reverse, swatted away by Dorcas Wu. And she gets a nice shove out of love from Trinity San Antonio for the nice defensive play down low. Take another look. Conley tried to go with the reverse, and there was Wu. And there's the little shove in the back. Good job, Dorcas Wu. And Conley's gonna head to the free throw line for Utah Valley. First one is up and good. One more to go for Conley. Short. 52-26, so the Lancers have twice as many points right now as Utah Valley. Claiming for 3. That one's no good. Tipped around. Dorcas Wu saves it. We'll stay right here with CBU. Finau goes in for a closer look. Back out to Wu. 3 on the way. That one is also no good. Rebound, Wolverines. Up top to Cheney. To her left to Conley. Defended by San Antonio. Now plays it into the post to Fano. Double teamed. Moves to her right. Fano puts it up. Nice move inside by Shea Fano. Makes it 52-28. So she's doing a lot of the offensive damage here for the Wolverines. When they're looking for points, they go to Fano. She now has 12. Tausinga in for the Wolverines. Barrington and Barros re-enter the game for California Baptist. Looks like Clayman and Schmidt will head to the bench for CBU. Barros from the baseline. Into Barrington. Barrington, right, left, stops her dribble, plays it back out to Finau. Plenty of time, 15 on the shot clock. Finau asks for the pick, now drives left. Finau taking it to the hole, but fouled by, I believe that's going to be Fano on the foul. We got a timeout here in Riverside. That lead continues to grow for the Lancers, currently 52-28. We'll be back on ESPN+.
And now it's time for the Magnolia Heating and Cooling Dance Cam.
Trinity San Antonio and the Lancers on top 52-28. She's got 16 points in this game, 7 of 12 from the floor. A couple three-pointers as well. She's chipped in 4 rebounds as well. Trinity San Antonio leading the way. The only Lancer right now in double figures in terms of scoring. Trinity San Antonio right on cue with a bucket here for CBU. Now she's got 18 in the game, 54-28. Barely had time to build the graphic that had 16 points, and now she's got 18. 54-28, Lancers on top. Utah Valley just trying to find something to spark the offense. Shea Fano's got a dozen. And the steal by CBU. Sela Finau all alone. Left-handed lay-in is good. 56-28. The Lancers outscored the Wolverines 20-9 in the first quarter, then 22-10 in the second quarter to build that big lead. Right now in the third quarter, they've outscored UVU 12-9. Foul's going to be on Chloe Webb. That's going to send Kylie Mabry to the free throw line. The freshman from Kaysville, Utah. Mabry with 6 points so far from off the bench. First free throw falls in for Mabry. In fact, Mabry is the Wolverines' second leading scorer tonight behind Fano. And Mabry knocks down the second. So Mabry with 8 points. Fano leading the way with a dozen for Utah Valley. 56-30. Chloe Webb spots up for three. No good. Rebound Tausinga. Bayon, defended by Barros, up top to Tausinga. Over to Criddle. Coming over to help, that's Mabry. Bayon. Out comes Criddle, circling around. Bayon into the corner, three-pointer on the way, off the mark for Criddle. Wolverine still with just one three-pointer made in this game, now 1 of 11 from deep. Sela Finau for three, that one's off the back of the iron. CBU had 7 three-pointers in the first half. They have yet to hit from beyond the arc here in the third quarter. It'll be Lancer ball from the baseline. 3:07 on the clock. Barros will inbound. Barros into San Antonio, right back to Barros. Heads up play and draws the foul. Little give and go. San Antonio quickly gave it back to Barros. And 2 free throws coming up. Sage Gibb back in for the Wolverines, in for Kylie Mabry. Mabry heads to the bench with 8 points. 3 of 5 from the floor for Mabry, couple free throws as well. First free throw for Barros is good. One more coming up. And the second is good. Criddle back out to Fano. Bayon on the wing, now dumps it into the post at Tausinga. Going right on Barrington, puts up the shot and draws the contact. Foul's gonna be on Barrington, and Tausinga will go to the line for 2.
At the line for the Wolverines, number 2, Alina Tausinga.
Tausinga looking for her first points of the game. First free throw, no good. Tausinga just 3 for 11 from the free throw line on the season. Now 3 for 13 as she misses on those 2 attempts. San Antonio on the other end, the length of the floor, and another lay-in for San Antonio, using her quickness to get to the cup. San Antonio now with 20 in the game. Fano with 2 more. She's up to 14, and she's done most of the heavy lifting on offense for Utah Valley tonight. And the foul's going to be on Criddle. That'll send Felipa Barros to the free throw line. Sinks the first. Barros with 5 of the 17 assists in the game for CBU. The freshman from Portugal. And the second is also good. My wife, in fact, just returned from Portugal.
Backing for the Wolverines, number 1, Kylie Mabry.
Lancers up by 30 right now, 62-32. Kylie Mabry back in for the Wolverines. Fano has 14, Mabry has 8. There's not another Wolverine with more than 3 points in this game, so they've done most of the scoring. And a foul on CBU. I think it's going to be on Barros. Yeah, it's going to be on Barros. And that'll send Tausinga back to the free throw line.
Tausinga on the line for the Wolverines.
Missed a couple free throws just moments ago. And that one is going to fall in for Tausinga. One more still to go. And the second one no good. Rebound Finau, 62-33. Lancers in control. Barros over to San Antonio. Webb has it. Back out to Barros. Still on the dribble. Now plays it back to Webb. Trying to go inside to Barrington. Taken away by Tausinga. And there's a whistle on the play. It's going to be on Chloe Webb. Substitution for the Lancers. Trinity San Antonio heads to the bench. Grace Schmidt back in. And Tausinga going back to the free throw line. So San Antonio goes to the bench with 20 points and 5 rebounds in this game. Let's see, defensively. Defensively, the Lancers have 7 steals as a team. San Antonio has 1 of them. But Finau with 3 steals and Barrington with 2. That one's no good for Tausinga up ahead. And that one's out of bounds. CBU trying for the home run pass. It'll be, ball belongs to Gibb and the Wolverines. Under 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter, 62-34. Nice move by Mabry, cuts inside and taken away by the Lancers. Finau to Webb, Barros running the court. Barros up ahead, up and good. A great basket in transition for CBU. Barros streaking down the floor, took a nice pass and finished. 64-34, that lead back up to 30 for CBU. Gibb, Fano, back out to Gibb. 9 on the shot clock. Gibb, back up top, Criddle, she's gonna have to fire off a shot. Over to Gibb, and it might have been in time, but it's no good. It did hit the rim. CBU with it, Barros is gonna push it up in a hurry. Finau back to Barros, left alone, she'll try the 3, it's good! Felipa Barros connects from the outside, and that's the first 3 for the Lancers here in the second half. They had 7 trays in the first half, but this is their first 3 in the third quarter. 67-34. Tausinga jumper, no. Rebound Barrington. And head coach Jared Olson putting up the number 1, saying hold on for one more shot. 15 seconds to go here in the third. Barros. Over to Barrington, puts up the 3. That one's no good. Wolverines have it, a couple seconds left, taken away by Finau. The shot is in time, but it's off the mark. Third quarter is in the books, and CBU extends its lead again. 67-34 against Utah Valley. We'll take another quick break here on ESPN+.
At Magnolia, we've been around so long because we're always on the cutting edge. Let Magnolia help you modernize your comfort with our new all-electric, ultra-efficient comfort systems. Magnolia Heating and Cooling, trusted in Riverside since 1951.
ain't stopping yet. Baby, it's a brand new day. Ain't no clouds hanging over me. Something doesn't feel the same. The rest of my life gonna start today. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. The rest of my life gonna
Introducing
start today.
bubbly sparkling water. Crack a smile.
What if you could spend your breaks living alongside other students, learning how to live every day like it's a new opportunity to share the life-changing hope of Jesus with anyone you meet? And what if in the process, you find your purpose, you find your calling, and this world that feels too big to change begins changing one life at a time through you? This is more than an experience. This is a new way of living. It's life on mission.
Welcome back to Riverside. Start of the fourth quarter. Felipe Barros and CBU on top 67-34. Felipe Barros, the Altura Credit Union player of the game, 9 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists for Felipe Barros. She had that big three to wrap up the third quarter for CBU. And they've got a commanding lead as we head to the final frame here in Riverside. And follow CBU, WBB, women's basketball on Twitter and Instagram. Stay up to date on the Lancers and Felipe Barros.
Lancers putting the ball in action for the fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter, Felipe Barros with the ball in her hands, driving to the rim, and there's 2 more for Felipe Barros. Something about, you know, we create a graphic and we try to highlight these players, and they're like, I'm gonna put in some more work right now. 2 more for Felipe Barros, now up to 11 in the game. San Antonio's got 20, Barros with 11, the only 2 Lancers in double figures in scoring. They've really spread the wealth tonight. 69-34, Wu trying to hand it off to Webb. Gathers it, over to Clayman on the wing. Now into the post to Grace Schmidt. Schmidt, and that one is good, 3-pointer. Grace Schmidt, and the threes are falling here in Riverside. Grace Schmidt with the 3, so CBU now with 9 3-pointers in this game on 25 attempts. They average about 28 3-point attempts. One of the top 3-point shooting teams in the country. And that's going to be Afoa answering with a 3 for the Wolverines. So now that's their second 3 of the game. Fano had the other 3, and now Afoa hits from beyond the arc for Utah Valley. Webb in the post, spins left towards the baseline, and there's a foul. Foul will be on Mabry. And Chloe Webb will go to the free throw line. She's already been there a couple times tonight, 4 of 4 from the free throw line. Substitution here for the Wolverines as Mabry comes out of the game. Webb at the line. It's the first, now 5 of 5 from the free throw line. Not only are the Lancers shooting the ball well from the three-point line, but also from the free throw line. They've only missed once tonight. 14 of 15 from the free throw line for the Lancers. That's 93%. Gibb. Fano back out and picked off. Barros jumps the route, takes it the other way. 2 more for Felipe Barros. Having one of her best games in a CBU uniform. Now 13 for Barros. 76-37. Afoa back out to Criddle. Bion. Criddle up top. Back to Bayon on the wing. She'll try the three. Rattles home for Bayon. Utah Valley's third three of the game. So Fano, Afoa, and Bayon all have threes. And Chloe Webb quick to respawn for the Lancers. Two more for Webb, and now she's reached double figures. She's got 11 in the game. Gibb fakes, goes inside, passes back out to Fano. Jumper from the baseline, good for Fano. 78-42. Clayman over to Barros. Wu trying to get it inside to Sarah Lang, who's checked in for the Lancers. Out of play, ball goes back to UVU. Conley is in for Utah Valley, and for CBU for the first time tonight, Tiana Neal checks into the game. 78-42 CBU with now under 7 minutes to go. Into the mid-post to Afoa, spins to her right. Another good defensive play by Dorcas Wu. They'll say last touch by the Lancers. Ball goes back to Utah Valley. Bayon gets it in play to Conley. That one won't go, tipped out into the hands of Webb. The Lancers want to run in transition. Dorcas Wu spinning to her right, but taken away by Criddle. Criddle up the floor, back out to Fano. There's Bayon towards the corner. Three short, offensive rebound. Fano goes to her right, poked away by Wu. Barros to Webb. The pass back to Wu, up top to Barros. And Criddle picks off that pass, and she's going to take it all alone and in for the basket. Criddle looks like she's hurting out there, grimacing on her face. She's been making some big plays. 78-44. Barros, the drive. Webb scoops it up, puts it up, no good. Out of play, it'll be Lancer ball. Mabry in for UVU. She'll replace Criddle. Criddle out there working hard, but looks like she might be a little banged up. Something was hurting. Dorcas Wu for three, why not? Really, why not? Wu hits from the outside, and that lead is now 81-44 for the Lancers. Three-pointer number 10 tonight for CBU. Mabry outside to Bayon. Mid-range jumper, good. Bayon now with 7 points. 81-46. Utah Valley, the last couple games, made a habit of falling behind early and then making things interesting late in the game and into the fourth quarter. In fact, they almost knocked off first place Southern Utah the other night. Losing that one 75-70. Sarah Lang checks in with a bucket here for the Lancers. 83-46. Conley. Bayon inside to Fano. Fano's pass tipped away by the Lancers, and a quick foul. Fano on Barros. And we got a timeout here in Riverside. California Baptist rolling along here in the fourth quarter, 83-46. We'll be right back on ESPN+.
And now it's time for the Jensen Turnaround Camp.
And welcome back, C. Lafina, and the Lancers lead 83-46 here in the fourth quarter. Text takes us to our Dutton Buick GMC drive of the game, and it belongs to C. Lafina, going coast to coast, determination on her face, and lays it in. That's the Dutton Buick GMC drive of the game. 83-46, California Baptist closing out a win on their home floor. Utah Valley with the ball, short. Barros the rebound. Felipe Barros circles back out, up top to Barrington, hands it off to Barros. Tiana Neal into the post to Sarah Lang. Lang double teamed. Barrington on the ground. Possession will favor Utah Valley. Nice hustle play by Barrington. It'll be Wolverine ball from the sideline. 4:04 on the clock here in the fourth. Felipe Barros, 13 points and 7 assists for CBU tonight. C. Lafina, who we just saw, she has 7 points to go along with her 10 rebounds. Bayon drives, the runner good for Bayon. 83-48. Lang over to Barrington. Lang in the high post, hands it off to Webb. Driving inside, good for Webb. Now she's up to 13 points in this game. Tied with Barros as the second leading scorer for the Lancers tonight. Only behind Trinity San Antonio with 20 points, who is likely done for the night with just about 3 minutes to go here. Barros back out to Webb, swings it to her left to Barrington. Three-pointer short. Out of play, Utah Valley ball. Exactly 3 minutes to go in this one. Despite the miss, Barrington and Lancers all smiles tonight. 3 minutes away from improving on the season to 10-4 in Western Athletic Conference play. Tausinga tipped away by Lang. Out of play, Wolverine ball. We began the night with Southern Utah in first place at 11-1. Stephen F. Austin at 11-2. CBU and GCU tied for third at both 9-4. That's in the conference standings, but again, the seeding for the postseason conference tournament a little bit different. CBU technically the 5th ranked team in terms of the seeding. Shot clock winding down. Tausinga's three is no good. Webb up the floor for the Lancers. Hands it off to Tiana Neal for three. That one is good for Tiana Neal. Three-pointer number 11 on the evening. CBU up by 40, 88-48. Back out to Tausinga as we hit the 2-minute warning here in Riverside. Shot clock winding down again on the Wolverines. Conley drives inside, heaves up the shot, no good. Battle for the rebound, jump ball. And this time it will be in favor of the Lancers. Barros, Barrington, Neal, Lang, and Webb on the floor right now for head coach Jared Olson. Webb's three off the side of the iron. Out of play. Utah Valley basketball. Into the high post at Tausinga. Dumps it inside to Cheney, and there's a foul on Lang.
Second personal. First team foul.
Wolverines ball from the baseline. Quickly into Tausinga, her jumper short. Rebound Barros. Tiana Neal back to Barros. Over to Webb. She faces up on the basket, passes out to Barros. Barros for three, a little bit long. Rebound Conley. Utah Valley back the other way as we approach the 1 minute mark. Bayon's three's no good, rebound Webb. When you look at the numbers, CBU had a well-rounded night against the Wolverines as Tiana Neal goes inside and gets fouled. Yet San Antonio with 20 points. As a team, 23 assists. Barros with 7 of those. They were 11 of 30 from three-point land. So really, any way you slice it, statistically, the Lancers having a great evening as Tiana Neal hits the first. Sela Finau with those 10 rebounds to go along with 7 points. And Finau also with 3 steals tonight. Inside the final minute here in Riverside. Tausinga inside to Cheney, left hand, fouled by Lang.
Foul against Lancer, number 25, Sarah Lang. Third personal, second team.
And that'll send Cheney to the free throw line for 2.
At the line for the Wolverines, number 34, Tessa Cheney.
For the Wolverines, Fano with 16 points, the only Wolverine in double figures. She had a very strong game tonight for Utah Valley. 16 points, 8 rebounds for Fano. Cheney knocks down the second. Barros brings it up the court for the Lancers, into the high post to Lang, back out to Barrington. Out pops Webb. Webb to Barrington. That three, no good, and Barros is simply going to watch it bounce out of play. And it'll be Utah Valley ball with 29.4 seconds to go. Wolverines still going to work on offense here in the final seconds. Mabry over to Conley. Her three's no good, but Bayon swoops in there. Her follow-up is also no good, but then the foul. Foul's going to be on Lang, and I believe it's going to be Cheney going back to the free throw line for the Wolverines. Substitution, Bayon will head to the bench, and Criddle comes back in for Utah Valley. We knew going into this game the Wolverines were already shorthanded, missing some of their top players. As Cheney knocks down the first free throw, so it seemed like an uphill battle for the Wolverines from the very start. An 18-0 run for CBU in the first quarter really set the tone for the rest of the night as Cheney misses the second free throw. Conley chases it down and will stay right here with the Wolverines. Less than 10 seconds to play. Cheney, nice move to her left and gets it. Makes it 90-52. And here's the final seconds of this game. CBU is now 9-1 all-time against Utah Valley as they win 90-52, a blowout victory for the Lancers as they move to 14-11 overall on the season and now 10-4 in the Western Athletic Conference. They began the night tied for third place in the conference standings. Utah Valley is going to fall to 6-19 overall, 3-11 in the WAC. Leading the way for CBU, Trinity San Antonio with 20 points. Barros and Webb both chipped in 13. And as we mentioned for UVU, Fano with 16, the only Wolverine in double figures tonight. Well, the next game coming up for CBU, we told you they're going to go on the road and then back home, and then the road and then back home, kind of bouncing around a little bit. But on Saturday, they will be in Las Cruces, taking on New Mexico State as they play the first of what I think 4 games left in conference play. That is this Saturday against New Mexico State. So thanks for watching. My name is Pep Fernandez saying so long from Riverside, California, where the final score is California Baptist 90, Utah Valley 52. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.